Hello, my name is Jambo and today I would like to talk to you about dealing with anxiety. Anxiety is a combination of chemical responses that your brain sends out to your body in response to external stimulus. Now, what happens is that our senses, touch, seeing, smell, hearing, tasting, smelling, all the senses that we use, feed information into the hypothalamus, which then stimulates an area of the brain called the amygdala, which is right at the back of the base, part of the reptilian brain. Now, the amygdala is almost like a siren, like an alarm bell. And when stimulus is sent from the hypothalamus to the amygdala sends information through the brain, through the spinal cord, and tells your body how to feel. And those feelings usually are between run away or get ready to fight. Now, the amygdala exists in the part of the brain called the reptilian brain. And this is the oldest part of the brain and the predominant area of the brain that our ancestors would have used. Now, these days, we don't need to decide whether we're going to run away or fight in the same way as our ancestors did. But we still have the same response, or we've educated the amygdala to operate in this particular way. And we respond to those stimulus when we're sat at our computer and responding to emails, or when we're replying to text messages. And these are situations when we don't really need to fight or run away. But what happens is all those physical sensations that you experience is the body listening to what the brain wants it to do. Now, when the amygdala goes crazy, a certain chemical called cortisol and adrenaline are pumped throughout the body. Now, cortisol is a really important hormone because it helps us decide whether we're going to run away or fight. But what happens is that in our modern day lives, we don't really do anything with that. We kind of just allow the cortisol to run through our bodies, and then we go for a cigarette, or we have a cup of coffee, or you do whatever you do to normally numb out. I like to reach for chocolate, for example. Now, what happens when cortisol stays inside of the body for longer than 20 minutes is it turns into fat. Or a better way to describe that is it makes the body feel bloated, and it stores fat because it doesn't know what's going to happen next. And it thinks that you're either going to run away and you need this energy, or you're going to need to fight and you need to use this energy. So those are a couple of reasons why dealing with anxiety in the incorrect way is not good for your image, and it's really not good for how you feel. Now, the way to address anxiety in a Forrest yoga perspective is to hold on to the base of the skull, and this is part of a pose called brain cradling. And you can do it in Warrior 1 or Warrior 2 pose, or you can even do it while sat down in front of the computer. Interlock your fingers together, then have the hands at the base of the brain. And you should be doing this every single time a scenario or an episode of anxiety come over you. So instead of going into your usual state of having your fit or going and reaching for the things that you normally reach for in order to numb out, hold on to the base of the brain, take an enormous inhale and curl the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach your elbows up and lengthen the base of the skull, top of the neck bones. And take about 5 deep breaths here. Each breath retrains your amygdala to respond in a different way to the external stimulus. Keep reaching your arm bones up to the ceiling and creating more space in the top of the neck, base of the skull. And start breathing and letting go in a way that unwinds you out of your usual behaviors. Once you've done that, keep your eyes closed for a couple of moments. Take a few more very deep, long, slow breaths and check in with how you feel now. Have a good day.